In the internet world of motorcycles, there are many controversial subjects, such as
what oil do I use? When do I need a tuner? And is plugging a tire safe?
So tell me about, is plugging a tire safe?
Yep.
Let's talk about why it is controversial to plug your own tire.
Motorcycles only have 2 tires, and everybody's afraid to accept liability if they were to plug a tire, which technically damages the tire because you're cutting through the cords where the nail went through. And if there was a failure, they'd technically be liable for it. Is it safe? That electric Glide over there has had it plug in the back tire for 4,000 miles. My '07 Street Glide, all but one tire had plugs in it for 36,000 miles. Never had an issue.
So there's a high likelihood that if you get stuck on the side of the road, that you're gonna have to perform this yourself. So if that's the case, what should I be carrying with me?
Basic toolkit for tires would be, Harley makes this nice little air compressor. In there, air pressure gauge, your plugging tools, your plugs, the air compressor itself, pair of pliers, and just in case, a valve stem tool.
Why would I do this instead of calling, for example, AAA or a tow truck?
If you have the means and the abilities, you can be on the road in 10 minutes. You don't have to wait hours for a tow truck to pick you up, take you to a dealership, get a tire put on. If your tires are shot, it's probably your best bet. Plug it, get it to the dealership, and get a tire replaced. But if you have a good tire and it's in a center where it's not going to be dangerous, you definitely don't want to plug all the way out to the edge or in a sidewall, unless you're in an extreme situation where you need to get somewhere and have no other opportunity. But it'll get you down the road without a long wait.
For simulation purposes today, we set up this tire. Obviously, you're not gonna be this lucky and have your tire lifted up for you. But when should I not perform this? Like, are there tires where you shouldn't be doing this?
I don't want to waste your time, money, effort on a tube. Plugging doesn't work, sealers don't work, fix-a-flat doesn't work. When a tube pops inside, it basically tears. There's no way to fix it on the side of the road. A tubeless wheel like this, even a tubeless spoke wheel, then as long as it's away from the edge of the tire in the middle, you're fine.
Can you show us what away from the edge of the tire means to us?
Probably anywhere within a ½ inch or so from the side edge.
Okay, so nothing by the rim of the wheel?
Nothing on the sides, unless it was, dirt bike guys, off-road guys. They'll plug them with whatever means necessary to get off the trail. Definitely don't want to ride highway speeds if you had to do something like that, but it's doable.
So speaking from my own experience, I believe this is definitely something that you should practice before you ever get into that situation. So today what we're gonna do, we're gonna have Greg show us how to do it, and then I'm going to attempt to remove a screw as well. So we'll see how that goes.
First thing you gotta do is get the screw out. Pair of side cutters, pair of pliers, anything that you can grab onto it and pull it. Just want to get it as straight as possible to come out. May have to use some leverage with your hand and get the screw out. Once you do that, you need to follow back in with the reamer into the same direction the screw was, all the way through, and then be able to ream it. So that you can put your plug in.
So what does that actually do when you ream it?
Opens the hole up, cleans it out, and allows the plug to fit in. You put your plug in
Okay.
about halfway through, Now that you know the direction the hole is. Take your plug and push it in. Pull the tool back out. Now the plug's in solid, and you want to cut it off flush.
That's it?
That's it.
That took literally 1:17 seconds.
Yep. Now what you would do on the side of the road, hook your air compressor up. Of course, we got 2 other screws that are probably not going to let it inflate.
So what are you plugging it into?
Battery tender lead. This is just an extension so we can get over here. Hook your compressor up. Turn it on.
Reading at?
When you get back up to 40, you should be good. That's normal operating pressure for most Harley tires. Just to check so that you know your plug is good if you were at home doing it. Obviously, you're not going to have Windex on the side of the road, but you can see the nail, screw, definitely leaking. Plug, no leaks.
Okay, I guess now it's my turn, so I'm gonna try it. No pressure. It's not gonna be 1:17 seconds. It's just gonna be done right. Hold on. Getting under. This looks so much easier than it truly is. I'm gonna get it. Okay, so action here. I think I'm good. Okay. Action. Yes, I'm killing myself. Ooh, there we go.
Yank it out there. There you go.
And then cut it, right? Don't cut your fingers off. That's important on this step. You want to make sure you keep those. Okay, I'll give myself a B-.
Let's see how you did. No leaks.
So this was definitely not as pretty, but it did the trick. So could I be making it to the next dealership to get it checked? Absolutely. So if you're smart, and I am, and you carry a screwdriver, and this happens to be a screw, another way to get that out is to literally pull it out like this. Okay. Oh, and I was already smart too. I already got my little piece ready here, but we're gonna do this first. So here we go. So this seems to be the hardest part of this whole deal, is getting your tool in there and getting it really to be moving. So that is going to take a little bit of strength, but once you got it, we got the hole good. We're now taking this and, oops, almost went the wrong way. Again, the goal is to plug this, so you want to get in it and remove fast. And same thing, cut off, and yes, don't cut your fingers, don't cut the tire. Super important. Here we go. Just make sure it's flush, semi-flush, and here we go. It is definitely not pretty, but let's see if it does the trick.
No leaks.
So earlier you said plug the air compressor into the tender lead. For those of us, well, I know what that means, but there might be people that don't know what that means. Can you show that?
So tender lead is a lead that's hooked to the battery. In the wintertime, typically you would plug your battery tender into the tender lead so that it's keeping it charged. Typically, they're somewhere on the side, underneath the seat, next to the frame, and it's just a point where you plug your charger into. You can also plug heated gear into it, air compressors.
So how would I know that I'm having an issue with my tire pressure?
Most modern bikes have TPMS, which is a tire pressure monitoring system. Older bikes, you can feel a change in handling once it gets pretty low, probably once it gets under 20 psi. Or if you just come out of a gas station or a restaurant and saw it sitting there flat. Investigate if you have a nail or a screw, and then it's time to plug. The biggest issue with plugging is making sure you understand how to do it and making sure that you understand that it's on you if you plug a tire and go down the road. If you're not confident in your abilities and you use it as an emergency situation, get to a motorcycle shop as soon as you can and get a new tire put on.
So again, what kind of tools should I have on the bike?
The air compressor, the plug kit itself, make sure you have plugs that aren't dried out. They need to be good and sticky. They do dry out over time. Pair of pliers, pair of side cutters, a pressure gauge.
So this is definitely something that you want to make sure you practice. Again, this will happen to you eventually on the side of the road, and that's when you're gonna need to have the skills and remember how to do it. Make sure you have the tools to be successful. There isn't a lot to this, so this will be a small little pack in your bike that's going to be well worth its money. Practicing is definitely of the utmost importance. It's something that I do once a year just to really stay up on it and make sure I don't forget how to do it, to be honest with you. Also, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. We're here to answer them. We're here for our biker community. Give us a like and join us next time. We will see you all soon.